And you are now tuned in to My Thoughts, episode 3. Man, what a week it's been. What a week it has been. Man, I got a lot to talk about this week, man. A lot of things to get into, a lot of things to discuss. To kick things off, let's talk about Cenat in person streaming university applications. Did you know your boy was thinking about attending? Right? Those who don't know, this past Friday, Cenat held in person streamer university applications in New York City, my stomping ground. So I could have pulled up. Could have pulled up, man. But I had second thoughts. I had second thoughts. I was like, yo, first of all, I was thinking about going, getting there by 7 a.m. because I knew it was going to be crowded. It was going to be ridiculously packed. You know, people were going to be standing over top of each other the entire time, and I was going to be suffocated. So that was one of the discouraging factors. I'm like, yo, I don't want to stand in line in my wheelchair, and I know people gonna be disregarding me, disrespecting me, especially the more crowded it get. Motherfuckers is gonna be, walking right in front of you with no regard. So it's gonna be hard for me not to get into it with people. You know what I'm saying? To maintain my position in line, you know. And sure enough, as the day progressed, it got more and more crowded, more and more packed. They needed guardrails, they needed police enforcements, to maintain order, because things got pretty chaotic. And so that was pretty much why I chose not to go, man. I didn't want to deal with the whole bunch of people packed on top of each other. You know, potentially altercation could happen. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's really not even worthy. It's not even worth it because I feel like if my content is as good as I think it is, the product is gonna speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? With a platform like Kai Cenat is giving you, it's so many people trying to get on, trying to get noticed, and I just don't want to get overshadowed, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like they really looking for the comedic value of streaming university to keep people entertained, and that's just not my lane. I'm going for more of a substance based style of content. You know, I am naturally funny, so if people end up laughing at me, they laugh. But my goal isn't to make you laugh. It's to be more so informative and represent the disabled community with honor and respect. You know what I'm saying? So I just really thought it wasn't my lane, man. So I chose to stay home, and I was gonna get there at 7 a.m. if I was gonna go. I found out it was people camping online since the day before of the audition. So they were there the night before. People were there at 10 p.m. It was already a 30-person line at that point. So it was people camping overnight for the audition. So I would have had to overcome a mass amount of people regardless. So all in all, I feel positive about the fact that I didn't go. Because I also feel like with an event like that, it's politic based. You know, I feel like Cenat and his team, they're looking for people that have somewhat of a following already. They're not looking for streamers and content creators, just getting things started like myself. So, but like, I'm starting things really from the ground up, and I made the right. What else we got to get into, man? The New York Knicks are your 2026 NBA World Champions. That's right. This past week, the New York Knicks defeated the San Antonio Spurs on the road in Game 5 as an abysmal New York Knicks offense managed to get a victory over the San Antonio Spurs thanks to a heroic 45-point outburst by superstar Jalen Brunson as he carried them to a 94-90 victory. One of the things I never thought I would see in my lifetime was the New York Knicks win the NBA championship. It happened. It really happened. And, I was on the brink of tears because, you know, I'm not even a Knicks fan. But to think about all the adversity they've overcame, all the failed draft picks, all the all the missed draft slots, you know, over the years, drafting Frank Ntilikina, drafting Porzingis, and then he gets injured. You know what I'm saying? Getting Amari Stoudemire, him starting off in that heroic start when he became a Knick, leading the league in 30-point games for the first opening month of the season, and then having injury problems for the rest of his New York Knicks tenure, the Carmelo Anthony era. You know what I'm saying? The Tom Thibodeau era when he came to New York. Where they was close, but they just couldn't get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? From Stephon Marbury to Antonio McDyess not being able to stay healthy. Yo, it's so many things over these last 20 years that the Knicks have gone through in order to reach the peak of prominence that they currently reside in now, man. And it got me emotional because look at the New York Knicks. They don't have a dominant superstar player like a Wembanyama, like a peak LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a Joel Embiid. They got it all done through free agency. Great job by the Knicks GM. Signing Jalen Brunson, signing Anunoby, getting Josh Hart, getting Carl Anthony Towns. Leon Rose did a great job assembling this New York Knicks team. And man, it feels good. Even though I'm not a Knicks fan, it feels good being a New Yorker because New York City, it's a basketball town. It's a basketball town. Yeah, the Bronx got the Yankees and the Giants exist, but that's more Jersey. When you think of New York City, you think of basketball. And the NBA just feels right when the Knicks are world champions because Basketball is in our blood. It's in our DNA. It's a basketball court on almost every block. You know what I'm saying? So, congratulations to the New York Knicks on winning the NBA championship. It's great that they did it their way as opposed to getting a freak athlete like a Giannis Antetokounmpo. I know in the down years, people wanted a Giannis Antetokounmpo. We wanted a LeBron James. We wanted a KD. But to think about how we did it really redefines team building and involvement. Everybody involved. Like the New York Knicks team won the NBA championship. It wasn't. It wasn't just one player. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jalen Brunson closed out Game 5, but throughout the course of the playoffs, they wouldn't be where they are today if they weren't assembled a great team. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely um, reset the fabric of the NBA. I feel like now it's going to be more team building influence as opposed to dominant superstar player influenced. Because on the other hand, if the Spurs would have won the NBA championship, they got a 7'5" Wembanyama. People gonna be like, "Yo, how in the hell do we keep up with a 7'5" Victor Wembanyama? Like, what do we do?" you know, the league would have been lost. And honestly, I think they would have been chasing their tails for years trying to figure out how to stop Victor Wembanyama. I do believe this isn't the last we've seen of the Spurs. They got a bright future. Victor Wembanyama is only 22 years old, so I believe, disregarding injuries, they will back. And also, we got to talk about, I had to get to it, man. King of the Ring tournament. I was wrong. Yeah, yeah, I was wrong. I had LA Knight winning. He was doing this thing until Jay Uso came flying off the top rope and cost him the King of the Ring tournament. Now we gonna be yeeting to the finals. I mean, that is if Jay Uso defeats Javon Evans this up and coming Friday on SmackDown, which I believe he will. Listen, man, I know my King of the Ring tournament predictions haven't been the best, you know, but at this point, I predict that Jay Uso will defeat Javon Evans this up and coming Friday on SmackDown. And the finals is going to be Jay Uso versus Obafemi at Night of Champions. Congratulations to main event Jay Uso on advancing in the King of the Ring tournament. On the other side, we got the Queen of the Ring. You know who my pick was for Queen of the Ring? LaRuga, Raquel Rodriguez, bandana tied. Safe to say, I was wrong about that too. As she lost to Io Sky this past Monday night on Raw and failed to advance in the tournament. Man, I know, man. I'm glad I'm not putting any money on these picks. Because, boy, I'd be crapped out. Io Sky advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament, and she'll face the winner of Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair. This up and coming Friday on SmackDown. I believe Liv Morgan will win that. And she'll go 1-on-1 against Io Sky at Night of Champions. Be a good match. Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. Never seen those two compete 1-on-1. I'm interested. See how that goes. And remember, I told you guys I would give you a follow up on my day trading aspirations. Turns out that because Social Security is a needs based income, I'm financially restricted from doing day trading. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to day trade because once my day trading account exceeds over $2,000, I risk the chance of getting my Social Security income terminated. And I don't want to risk that because I don't know if my day trading income will be consistent. You know, I have 1 week where you make good trades and make a profit. The next week, you might have a losing week and you might suffer some losses. And it's too unstable and erratic for me to base my entire livelihood and income off of. So I would rather stay under the security of Social Security income. So I gotta find other means to make money if I want to make a little extra. Also, unfortunately, star defensive end Alden Smith has passed away. Alden Smith was a great defensive end. He's before my time of when I started watching football. I didn't start watching football till like really getting into it like 2015 when I started playing Madden. So, you know, rest in peace and condolences to Alden Smith and his family. You know, wish them nothing but the best in these struggling times. And, my prayers, the condolences go out to the Smith family. Let's see if there's anything else on the docket that I wanted to discuss with you guys really quickly. Um, okay, we got AJ Brown joins the Patriots. Superstar wide receiver AJ Brown was traded to the New England Patriots. I don't know how this is going to work out. AJ Brown was frustrated because of a lack of involvement and a lack of versatility in the Philadelphia Eagles offense, right? How do you go from that to the Patriots offense? You think you're going to have more involvement with Drake May and Josh McDaniels than you did with Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni? You're going from a run heavy offense, read option, to Drake May and Josh McDaniels, and they're known for spreading the ball around and playing balanced. Yeah, they made it to the Super Bowl last year, but I don't know what's going to happen this year. So that'll be interesting to see how that pans out, man. AJ Brown is now a member of the New England Patriots. Let's see what else we got to discuss, man. Lastly, if you guys have been watching my Twitch streams, I was working on a freestyle just something to get the pen moving again, man, because I haven't written a rap verse in quite a while. And, you know, I'm waiting on encouragement to finish this last track for my EP. And I don't want to get in the cycle of waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for a great idea to hit me. I got to keep my pen sharp for when the inspiration does hit. So I decided to stream me working on a freestyle called Resurrection on a YouTube beat that I had been a fan of for quite a while. It was originally supposed to be one of the opening tracks on my EP, but ultimately I ended up changing my mind because I found another instrumental that was perfect for the direction of the song I wanted to go in. But the beat that I did the freestyle on was originally gonna be a beat on my EP, man. So I just decided to take that beat, and since I'm not gonna use it on the EP, I said, yo, this would be perfect for a freestyle. Just go on it. Just just flow on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's what I did. You could check out that stream, the Resurrection Freestyle. I'm still writing to it, by the way. It's not finished. You know, that's just my process of creating to give you, you know, an idea of my creative process when I do write, what it's like. I'm still writing to it, so to speak. You know, so I'll keep you updated on that, and I'll definitely post when it's finished. And I'm going to stream the song when it's finished so you can hear it in its entirety. So keep a lookout for that Resurrection Freestyle. And that concludes episode 3 of My Thoughts, man. Peace and love. It's your boy DEEBOCK. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm out.